and I expect more from that experience.
If, like, no one wants lines. If it reduces my time paying, I want it. But at the same time, I think the thing that really differs from the two experiences, from the two videos, it's really the type of store. I think if it's a luxury store, you expect to spend time there and like enjoy the experience, I guess, because you really are paying not only for the dress itself, but for the experience at the store. But I mean, if it's a supermarket, who wants to be at the supermarket?
That's exactly. One is functional and one is recreational.
Or like experience and then
exactly, and one is just functional, convenient thing that you have to do. Nobody enjoys buying avocados, you know.
But for the first one, like the mirror thing, it was really helpful because you choose one item and it like introduces you to different things that would go with your outfit, and maybe you'll never like look at it, but it will like give you suggestions, and I think that's great. It's like it's like what I like with shopping online, because you always have suggestions regarding what you looked before, and having this experience in the store that could help you gain time and find what you really want and complete like if you want a complete outfit, you can really
that would be but I would like to have it in store, like touch it in stores. Exactly, so it would be nice if you could recommend it, but I wouldn't want it delivered at home. I want it there and now.
But I think like they will like give it to you like right away. You just have to ask like the salesperson, right?
Yeah, there's also other technologies being applied to fitting rooms, where you maybe had a smart mirror when you can, you know, you're trying a dress or whatever, and you try it and you see, oh, I can choose a different color, or I can choose a different size, or maybe you don't want to go out, and so you ring someone to bring you the size L instead of the S, and you know. So that's a different application. Do you think these things, on a customer's perspective, do they have an added value to the shopping experience? Or
I think so. Like I was just thinking about different technologies, and like L'Oreal made that smart mirror or something, and then when you go to the store, you can like look at yourself in the mirror and choose the products and like kind of like virtually try them on. I think that's really useful, because you don't even think like, I don't know how a pink eyeliner suits me. Maybe you don't even think about it, but then you go to the store and then you put it in the mirror, and then you can see it and you're like, oh my god, I love it, and then you can buy it.
It's also more hygienic.
You
never try things in store.
Yeah, exactly. You always just try it on your hand or something.
So maybe these kind where you can like virtually try stuff on, they influence your purchasing decisions as well, and like make you spend more money in the end. But
so it would definitely add to the experience some of those features, but I guess you have to, I don't know, at least as far as I'm concerned, just look at each feature individually, and then maybe something that brings value to me doesn't bring value to you, or the other way around.
And if it correlates with the brand values.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Like, I wouldn't expect this kind of technology in a really old school designer shop or something like that. I wouldn't expect smart mirrors or something like that in a tailor-made, I don't know, Savile Row kind of shop.
Yes.
And there's, for example, in the Amazon Go example, the way they do you can take it and you can leave is through RFIDM, which is like this
radio frequency.
So it's it tracks what's being touched, what's being moved, and it's also used in normal stores. It's used already in a lot of retail places where you grab a thing, the hanger has the RFIDM, and it tracks the popularity of an item, the things that where are they being stolen, are they in the fitting rooms, or they keep track of these things. And that technology is being used and being sort of developed into bigger things, like it can connect to your phone, so it knows what you grab, what you have in your bag, so you can go and you have it, and then it charged you. The way this works for you as a customer is it has to track what you're doing. So how, in your perspective, the fact that the business is collecting some sort of data in order to offer you this kinds of experiences, is that a concern for you? Because we have this new Data Protection Act that you have to give consent, like explicit consent. Do you think as a consumer, would that affect your experience, thinking, oh, actually I'm being tracked all the time? Is that a thing that you would worry about?
In a store I wouldn't mind, because I'm getting something out of it. I'm like doing it like in purpose
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting something back, I would mind like on Facebook because I'm not asking for it, but not in a store.
And maybe if it has an added value to you as well, like you take something and then somehow it recommends you something else, or like you get something extra out of it.
I think our generation is more comfortable with that sort of
Tracking.
yeah.
I think like on a philosophical level I would be concerned, but I know that if I was there and it would ask me for permission, I would say, yeah, sure, don't worry. You know?
Yeah.
Like we already do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
For example,
easy,
today,
exactly.
today I downloaded the voice recorder app, and it asked me, can I access your contacts? Can I access your phone calls? Can I access your photos? And I said, yeah, okay, I just need to use it now. But I was thinking in my head, okay, I need to uninstall this when I'm done with it, you know, because this is a lot of permission for a voice recording app,
Yeah.
especially the one to access my phone calls. Like it explicitly asked me. So this thing, technically, theoretically speaking, could record the voice calls.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, yeah, sure, do it, go ahead.
I mean, but you have to if you want to record the phone calls. If it's a
Yeah,
phone call interview,
exactly.
yeah.
But the
where
thing
can
is
you draw
that
the line?
especially like it would be added value to me. For example, when I know sometimes I go to the store and I take photos of the tags just to know exactly what I tried on in case I want to like go back to it or order it online. Maybe I wasn't sure there, or show it to somebody. So I take photos of it. It would be nice if something tracked me and then I could go through everything. But then again, I think about it in practice. I touch so many items in a store, items that I don't even care about. I just want to see, I don't know, just want to see them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then would I get recommendations based on, I don't know, some stupid sequin boots that I touched just, you know, for the fun of it?
Yeah.
Because then that would kind of affect me. I don't care about them. I just thought they were interesting then.
But maybe something then still attracts you to those boots.
Mhm.
Even if you don't want to buy them, you're like,
Yeah.
something is still like, oh, I want to like touch them.
Mhm.
So
Maybe online you would also click on it.
Mhm.
And it
Yeah.
would also recommend you
Exactly.
now. So, final question. Do you think this is the future for retail?
definitely.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think because like digital is literally everywhere and
Mhm.
like we're tracked in everything we
Mhm.
do anyway. So maybe like they say that print magazines die out soon and everything is digital. Maybe like the normal way we shop now
Mhm.
is being advanced all the time.
Yeah.
So digital comes into everything.
Exactly. So I always thought that retail is not going to die, but it's just going to it's going to
Better.
become digital. And I think that maybe not exactly how we saw it in the video,
Mhm.
but definitely with things that we saw there. Like it's going that way.
Even if like Topshop doesn't give you paper receipts, they ask
Mhm.
for your email
Yeah.
and then they send the receipt on your email. Even like
Exactly.
little things like that.
Mhm.
Exactly.
They make
And it's
your
just
life
going to get
easier.
better and better. Like, for example, they're not going to ask for email every single time, you know, or things like that.
Yeah.
Especially with NFC and RFID
Yeah.
technology, then obviously as soon as you agree to that, they can always... it makes things easier for you, and that's how they basically draw in. Same with the Facebook login. So many companies got your information just because Facebook login makes it so easy to do it. It's going to be the exact same thing. Like, maybe you're not going to like the idea of being tracked at all time, but it's just going to make so many things easier
Yeah.
Yes.
that you're going to give in at
Accept it,
some
yeah.
point. Exactly.
I think for me, brands shouldn't adopt this kind of practices just for the sake of it. I think it really has to make sense and make my life easier
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
or add value to the experience. So I think it's really just important to test it in like little beta
do
versions.
beta
Yeah.
stores.
Because
exactly.
sometimes things that in theory look like sound fantastic and like
Mhm.
futuristic just don't correlate with like everyday life.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have to make sure that it doesn't break down. Like, same as with my experience as a retail assistant, we just introduced this new system where people bring jackets where I work for Rewaxes, the jackets that we produce. And we used to just take their basically information on a piece of paper, what they want to do to the jacket. Do they want repairs? Do they want whatnot? Now they just introduced the digital version of this. And I swear it takes at least 3 times the amount of time
Wow.
that I used to do it just with a pen and paper. And it also takes out the interaction with the customer. Like, that person just stares at me while I type on the computer, as opposed to when I just used to write it by hand and just like interacting, chatting, telling me about I got this jacket like 15 years ago, blah blah blah, you know. So it kind of taking out that human aspect, I feel like it damages the customer experience.
Yeah.
So it's also something that I would take into account as a brand, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think just brands that are more luxury related really
Mhm.
have more an advantage in this field because you really are paying for an experience.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
anything that adds to it, even if it's like a bit artificial, I think they have a more like a bigger window to make mistakes in that
Mhm.
sense.
Exactly. And customers, at least, they expect interaction.
But-
Especially when they're
They expect
older.
the best.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, I deal with older customers, and they don't want to interact with a computer. They want to interact with a human. They actually ask for opinions. They ask for alterations. They ask for this and that and that. And it would be difficult to do that online. But I know that if I was thinking about myself as a customer, yeah, I don't enjoy interaction that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I don't know, maybe this is the generation. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I do want to do things fast, and I want the things that I like, and I want them now. So it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on the brand and the target market, I'd say.
And that's what the technologies kind of
Mhm.
help as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking also like if a brand like Topshop or H&M or
Mhm.
something, if they come up with something that's completely different and completely new, like technology-wise, and invite you to the store to
Mhm.
try it, that raises brand awareness as well.
Mm-hmm.
And makes you think, oh my god, that H&M is doing such a cool thing, let me go
Mhm.
into the store and try it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will buy something in the end probably and make them money.
Yeah, that's the way they use more like the gimmicky stuff that you see that you go and just use once
Mm-hmm.
is used as an engagement tool. So it's a marketing effort.
Fantastic word.
Yeah.
Engage.
Definitely.
No, gimmicky, but
Gimmicky.
still.
Yeah.
As well.
Key engagement,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.